even back then when you were bedridden, she was still getting up and going to the bathroom by herself. So
I wasn't.
there was never not a time where you could not move on your own. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not. I'm.
Alright guys, welcome back to another Amberlynn Reid video. Diabetes results and unexpected unfortunate diagnosis, weigh in episode 9. Immediately dislike, this time she's in 4K. And we have this sped up. Gambling addiction link is still here, TikTok, Instagram, Cameo, and her pity stream. Hypothyroidism. New excuse unlocked. Hypothyroid, yep. This explains why you didn't wake up skinny after eating a couple of family-sized salads turns to guilt. Amber, I have hypothyroidism, lost 180 pounds, and currently BMI 20. Do not use this as an excuse. People are suffering in silence. Don't tell people they are suffering in silence. That's true. Thanos Lynn got herself a new Infinity Stone. Hypothyroidism. Alright, let's get into it.
Also guys, please remember to like, comment, and sub. Also, I have my eBay store link down in the description box. A couple things that I'm saying, as they say. Please check it out. Comment, sub, like, and don't send any mean comments to our girly pop. You do not want her to quit.
By the way, she looks disgusting.
Like, I kind of have a lot of things to talk about, so let's jump right into the 5 questions. So for the 5 questions, I get them on Instagram. I post a little thing on my story that says, ask me any questions that are weight, food, health related, and then I gather them, and I even have a list of like backup questions. Why were you so proud of yourself for not weighing in daily? So food isn't the only relationship that I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to also work on the relationship with my vaping. That's why I've quit that, even though I have highly relied on it. And I'm working on my relationship with the scale because I can become extremely obsessed with it. Like, there are times where I will literally weigh myself multiple times a day. And this is extremely unhealthy because I will see a normal fluctuation that happens to everybody, and I will take that fluctuation and it'll trigger me and spiral me. And this is extremely unhealthy because I will see a normal fluctuation.
Okay, but you're not a regular person, you fucking 500 pounds, bitch. You need to get a grip on reality.
Fluctuation that happens to everybody, and I will take that fluctuation and it'll trigger me and spiral me, and sometimes it'll cause me to overeat or emotional eat, but regardless, it's just not healthy. It doesn't make sense, but it is something that can be fixed, so I'm trying to fix it. So the fact that I was able to go a whole week without weighing myself is crazy. Also swells when you are swollen. Yes, and my mom experiences it, so it might be like common or like genetic. Like, literally in my last vlog, my last weekly vlog that I posted, I noticed it, and I'll show you guys a clip where it's like the beginning of my vlog, I am so swollen, and then towards the ending, you can like literally see how much I've de-swelled. So that's why when I see people are like, oh my god, it's so like noticeable that Amberlynn has gained weight, it's like, you know, yeah, but also a lot of the times, like, you're seeing me really swollen. So sometimes it's a lot more obvious, like in my chin or around my eyes or my cheeks, or sometimes it's just my legs, my arms, but
She basically just described her whole body. The fuck?
this was the beginning of my vlog, and then here I was at the end, where you can tell that the swelling has definitely gone down. So sometimes I do look bigger, sometimes I do look smaller, and that's just the way it goes with the things that I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Is it true that you would stay this size if it was healthy? So in one of my last live streams, I talked about the fact that, like, if it wasn't for the fact that being this size was unhealthy, I wouldn't feel like this urgency or this anxiety or constantly talk about weight loss. I wouldn't care so much to lose weight. And what I mean by that is I'm not doing it for vanity reasons. I'm not doing it for shallow reasons. I'm not doing it for my looks. I am doing it for my health. That is why I've always been very much about body positivity, in the sense of everyone is beautiful regardless of what they look like or the size that they are. But I do not believe in health at every size, and I never have. But yes, if I could be healthy, if being fat was not...
You're long gone from saying all that stuff. Your 500 pounds is no longer about vanity reasons. It's about you wanting to lose weight to save your life.
of what they look like or the size that they are, but I do not believe in health at every size, and I never have. But yes, if I could be healthy, if being fat was not an unhealthy thing, then I wouldn't care. Because again, this is not for vanity reasons. I'm not fat phobic.
You're not like a regular fat person. You're like getting diseases from stepping in a puddle. Getting things on the ankle. Like everything that is going wrong with you is about your weight.
I don't think that fat people are ugly, nothing like that. It's strictly because I want to be healthy, I want to feel better, and I want to live a longer life. What do you mean you'd feel lethargic eating French fries? So what I meant by that is like I feel sluggish. It's just like a sluggish feeling. Nobody feels good after eating junky types of food. I know I feel way better, way lighter after I eat a healthier meal versus an unhealthy meal. But being lethargic and tired, those things can happen at the same time, but they are two different things. Because a lot of people are like, girl, you just said that you don't get tired after food, but now you're saying that you get lethargic. Yeah, two different things. So this was the most popular question I received this week is, why'd you go to Denny's after the hospital? My mom was hungry, and I'm not gonna lie, so was I. It was past midnight, and we were at the hospital for hours. Neither of us ate anything that day. I was not expecting to be at the hospital that long, and neither was my mom. I didn't go to the hospital for some like crazy critical thing. I was directed by my doctor's office.
Oh my god, I love this again. Like, they're not gonna tell you not to go to the doctor. They're not gonna tell you not to go to the emergency room. Because it could be held liable. Like, you're just so delusional and just psychotic in the way that you're trying to make excuses about every little thing. You think everything's connected. You think because X, Y, Z happened, it will make A, B, C happen. Like, no, sometimes X, Y, Z is X, Y, Z. And just leave it at that. You don't have to make a whole other story because they told you this. Now I need to go do that. You actually need to fucking listen. Actually do what you're told. Not take things out of context. And then when you ask them, should I go to the emergency room? They're obviously going to tell you yes. They're not going to tell you no, and then you die. Idiot.
To go to urgent care, and then urgent care directed me to go to the ER because urgent care actually does not do ultrasounds. And then I ended up calling the emergency room just to see like if I can come in, and they told me I should probably get that looked at. So I went there for an ultrasound. I didn't go there for like anything critical or crazy. Like, people still have to eat. My mom said she was not gonna go home and like cook something. I didn't want to come home and cook something. It was really late. I was exhausted. I know she was as well. Like, eating is still a thing that happens regardless if someone goes to a hospital or not. And I got a salad at Denny's. So next part is I want to talk about how my week went. So I've been going through a lot of stress, anxiety, worry, depression, some very low lows. I have shared a very small fraction of it, but majority of it is happening behind the scenes. I'm absolutely, without a doubt, suffering in silence. So I did have my doctor appointment yesterday because I was able to respond to the wait list really quickly. When they sent me the text message, I accepted a new appointment. So this next part of this video, I will be talking about in my weekly vlog as well, because my weigh-in videos don't get as many views as my other videos. And I want majority of people who watch me to hear this because this is like a big change in my life that's about to happen. So I will be also talking about this in my weekly vlog. So the first thing I want to talk about is Zepbound. That is the GLP-1 that I was going to go on, which is the weight loss injection. And my doctor prescribed it to me. And based on all of the research I've done, I was like, okay, yes, it is very expensive, but it is doable. So I get to the pharmacy, and turns out that is not the case at all. The pharmacy told me that the prices have raised, and it's like, okay, in my head I was like, all right, so the first month is just the beginning dose, which is obviously the cheapest month, but my doctor told me that the beginning dose is not going to do anything for me. So when I increase the Zepbound, it's going to increase the price, and I don't have that money. That's okay.
You guys gotta subscribe to your membership in order to save our life.
I'm currently working on my relationship with food, and instead of doing it alone, I'm going to let professionals help me. My doctor did confirm, like, your hysterectomy makes it a lot harder to lose weight. And that was before I did my fasting labs, where I got results for something that literally makes me really emotional and makes me want to cry, but I'm not going to. And we will get into that in a second. So on top of like my hysterectomy, my lymphedema, my lipedema, and my messed up metabolism, it just seems like nothing wants me to lose weight. I have so many things just like literally fighting against me, but I'm not going to give up. So while I was
You're the one who's fighting against yourself, fucking retard.
at my doctor's appointment, they ask you like this depression screening, they ask you all these like mental health questions, and mine was not good. I ended up literally breaking down in front of my doctor and in front of my mom. I'm like bawling my eyes out. They're handing me tissue. Like, I had a full-fledged like anxiety attack right in front of him. It was really embarrassing, but it genuinely shows like the level of my mental health. Like even someone just asking me like in my live stream like a week ago, they were like, how are you doing? Like it made me break down. I'm feeling everything so strongly and so deeply. My emotions are all over the place and I feel really low, and just a lot of mental health problems that I do not want to speak out loud. I just have constant, deep, painful emotions that I experience all day long, and it's genuinely ruining my life. Long story short, I was prescribed an SSRI to help with my anxiety, my lows, my depression, and to help with like the
Probably Lexapro or some shit.
deep feelings of having BPD. It's not going to help regulate my emotions or anything like that. Like I have to work on that myself, but it's going to help stabilize me a little bit. So we did my fasting labs and I got those results today. A doctor actually sent me a whole message kind of going over my results and talking about like the abnormal results and what it could mean, etc., etc. And regarding if I have diabetes or not, I want to show you this clip. All right, you guys, my results are in. This is my MacBook. We're zoomed in so you don't see anything personal. Signed into my little health portal. I'm going to click test results. So we did a...
What is that?
We did a... We're zoomed in so you don't see anything personal. Signed into my little health portal. I'm going to click test results. So...
HIV detection with reflex confirmation. Let's see what that means. What does HIV detection with reflex confirmation mean?
HIV detection with reflex confirmation refers to a common and highly effective strategy used in HIV testing. It means that if an initial screening test for HIV comes back reactive, which suggests the presence of HIV, further, more specific tests are automatically performed on the same sample to confirm the diagnosis and determine the type of HIV. This automatic follow-up is what reflex means in this context. Here's a breakdown of what that typically involves. 1. Initial.
So basically, she's doing the right thing, but HIV has been detected for our girly pop, Amberlynn Reid. Not like there's any stigma against that or anything. It's just that she needs to be more careful with what she's showing people online. She probably didn't even know what that meant. Hopefully her numbers are low, she's undetectable and everything, and she'll be okay. It's not a death sentence anymore.
We did a multitude of things here, but we're about to find out. Here's my hemoglobin A1C to determine am I diabetic or not. Alright, no! Oh my gosh! I'm telling you, 5.4 is my actual exact number that I always am every time I get this checked. So not even a pre-diabetic. So pre-diabetic would be 5.7 through 6.4. I do not have diabetes. I'm not even pre-diabetic. That is always something that is just like in the back of my mind. I'm just always fearful that it's gonna happen or is happening and I don't know about it. Just because you're fat does not mean you have diabetes, and just because you're skinny doesn't mean you won't get diabetes. But some of my blood work is a little off. Some things that are questionable that he said is something to really worry about right now. But there is something that I'm going to be going on medicine for. Turns out I have hypothyroidism. That's so hard to say for me, I don't know why. So people who have that, that is a leading cause of weight gain. Like I've constantly been like, it's hard for me to lose weight because of my lymphedema, my going through menopause at such an early age, the hysterectomy, like the list can just go on. And now, bam, smack in the face. I have the very thing that causes people to gain weight. Like, it's just like, I feel like the world is like against me right now, and I know that could just be like my depression talking, but
I really don't give a shit, honestly. I'm trying to find my sympathy bone right now.
So really overwhelmed and defeated. So having the hypothyroidism, God, I'm gonna hate saying that word. It causes like the hair thinning, so that's also like a double whammy. And it also causes like low moods and depression and exhaustion, brain fog, etc., etc. And I'm just like, wow, this is all also adding up for me. So on top of taking the medicine for that, I'm also going to be taking a vitamin D because it was a little low. It definitely has gotten higher every single time I've gotten it checked, so that's good. But I just feel like, damn, like what next? Like I genuinely went from taking 0 medicine to now I'm gonna be taking 3 medicines a day, and I just feel overwhelmed and scared and frustrated. Like, I hate medicine, but I know that I have to take it. My week's been rough, and these are just things that, like, I'm choosing to tell you guys because, trust me, your girl has a whole other personal shit show of a life that she is currently going through right now, and I'm telling you, my mental health is so fucking bad, and I cannot wait for this medicine to just, like, do what it's supposed to do, work in my
It's
body,
not gonna do that.
and just me continue.
It's not gonna do that. You need medicine and you need therapy and you need the willingness to change as well.
To, like, make healthier choices and just do things that are right for me. So now let's talk about the goals that I had last week, which was literally just one. Work on my relationship with food, and yes, I have still been doing that. So I have 2 goals this week. One is I want to keep a food journal. This will help me be aware of things that I'm eating because, as you guys know, like, I'm not counting the calories or anything like that. I'm strictly just, like, making better choices. But I'm finding myself, like, later in the night being like, what have I ate today? Like, why do I feel hungry? Or why this, why that? If I have a food journal, I'll know exactly what I ate. Keeping a food journal is, like, one of the very most recommended.
She literally does nothing all day. How the fuck could she forget what the fuck she's eating?
Things that, like, any dietitian or nutritionist will tell you to do. And my second goal is literally just take my medications as directed. And I want to document personally in my journal how I feel when necessary. So my last weigh-in from last week was 513.0, and this week I'm 516.0, and I'm telling you, I'm not surprised. I have everything fighting against me. And right now, I am so overwhelmed.
The main culprit is just you. And these are just ammunition for you to just say that everything's going up against you. There's a lot of things that are against people that's still able to come through. You are just laying down the foundation of basically saying that this is it. This is all the shit that's going up against me, and there's nothing I can do about it. In reality, you really could. You just don't want to take accountability, and you don't want to put in the work, you don't want to put in the effort. It's been 10 years. Wake up, bitch.
With everything going on, that I literally just cannot care over 3 pounds of a fluctuation. Genuinely can't. If it happens again next week, that's when I'll care. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Yeah. Like I said, Dano's line got a new diagnosis that's just gonna run it all the way through. He's really like an excuse. And it's just honestly pathetic. We'll catch you guys on the next one.